All right, Mike. So we said we were going to talk about some torture devices that kind of interested us. So
Yeah.
I actually found the whole reason this thing even came up is just because I was looking online and something came up on one of the websites I
A
was
rat
on, and
hit you.
it was
You got fucking rats in your house?
what the hell are you talking about?
So you can torture them? Is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to torture these rats?
I was just telling you how I found this concept. It was literally
Okay.
just something just popped up on the
I thought
internet.
that's how you found it.
No, I wasn't looking at. Yeah, I'm not going to torture a fucking mouse. But anyway, I just wanted to go through a couple of torture devices and hear your thoughts on them because some of these are goddamn crazy. All right, so the first one is called the tongue terror.
Tongue terror.
Tongue terror, like tearing something.
Oh, like rip something.
Like you're ripping something, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically what they did is they would force the mouth to be open. Then the tongue terror would be clamped onto the tongue. And then there's a screw in the back that's tightened to make sure that it's tight on the tongue, right? And then the person just fucking yanks the shit out of it while it's like clamped down super
Yeah,
tight
you
on
just
your
wanna
fucking
die.
tongue.
That
Right?
fuck, that hurts just thinking about it.
This thing looks like it'll legitimately cut off your tongue before it even gets to the point of tearing. Like, it looks like it'll just cut it off.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I hate even when I bite my tongue, that shit hurts.
Yeah, this is
On
probably,
accident.
probably a little worse. Then there's the choke pear. This one actually looks like a pear. Okay, so what does this
gag
do?
device?
So basically it says Path of Anger is the pear of the Pope. Or they call this the pear of the Pope also. That's kind of crazy.
Pear of the Pope.
Yeah. And this was used to humiliate and torture victims who lied or committed blasphemy or homosexuality. So these guys didn't like homosexual people more than even like Florida.
Yeah.
So they really do not like the gays.
So what they do with this pear?
So hold on, let's see. The people who lied would mouth would be forced open. The pear would go inside, and in this case, the jaw. Oh shit! So basically, they put it in your mouth, and then they screw it from the back, kind of similar to the other one, but instead of like clamping down or anything like that, it would open up. So the pear, the metal pear goes in, and then it grows when they tighten it, and it fucking dislocates your jaw and like breaks your jaw open.
Fuck.
Yeah. So that shit sucks.
And they had this shit back
Yeah,
in the day.
but the thing is, it didn't kill the person. It's just meant to hurt the fuck out of them.
Yeah, fucking torture.
Yeah. So yeah. And then the one that we're all super familiar with, crucifixion. They literally just tie you to a cross, put some nails in your palms and feet. And,
I heard about this before.
Yep, that one's kind of famous. I think you might have heard of that one. Yeah, so there's that. They used to do that. They have the Judas Cradle. And this one is, the Judas Cradle was created to disgrace torture victims by slowly impaling them. So the tip of the pyramid. Oh, this is the pyramid one, right? So basically all this is, dude, is they take this pyramid. It's a metal pyramid. And they hang it underneath you. And then imagine someone hanging from the ropes, right? And then this pyramid is underneath them. And then they slowly let the person go down. And that pyramid, the tip of it, will go up their ass. And then as they're sliding down, like it gets wider and wider, right? Just like a pyramid would. And eventually, most of these people actually had said that they would die from infection because of how slow they were being released down this pyramid. And it was literally just ripping them open.
And what was
as
the
it was
reason
going
for
down.
that?
What is the reason?
They said how the pear had to deal with a blasphemy and all that shit.
Was created. It just says to disgrace and torture them. That's all. To disgrace them, I guess. I don't know.
You know, back then they used to show all this shit. Like, you know, like the whole town will come out to come watch. I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck.
that is terrible. Then they have the rack. The rack
The torture
is,
rack was Lex Luger used to do the torture rack
This-
and wrestling.
This is a little worse. So basically, this one was meant to like get information out of people, which I think we're all kind of familiar with how torture doesn't really work because people will literally tell you anything to make the pain stop.
Yeah,
right?
you pull a fingernail out. You know, okay, what do you
I'll
want?
say anything. That's it. Yeah. So basically, with this rack, they laid the person down on a table, and then there was somebody who like they tied his arms up, right, and his feet were also tied to like a heavy rock or something that's on the ground, and they would literally just crank this, like I don't know, just crank the fucking little lever, and it would stretch the person out. So eventually their shoulders would dislocate, their hips would dislocate, their wrists, and they just keep stretching them out until they're rips apart.
Wow.
But it was not necessarily used to kill people. It was primarily used to just torture them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say just getting them dislocated ain't gonna kill you, but real painful.
Yeah, but then
especially all at one time.
Back then, though, too, they didn't exactly have like physical therapy afterwards.
Yeah, they didn't have medical doctors.
So this was this was like these people were disfigured for life after this.
Yeah.
They had an Iron Maiden. That was a thing, but I think this one was kind of a rumor, from what I remember reading about it. But basically, an Iron Maiden is like the typical big like sarcophagus you would see with like spikes inside of it. You know what I'm talking about? And then they put you in it and then shut the door and like you'd be impaled with all these spikes.
That's not real torture. That's almost death.
That's pretty much death. But the thing is, like, I remember reading about this one that this was primarily used as more of an intimidation tactic than anything. Because it was like, you want to get fucking thrown in there?
Yeah,
then tell me what the fuck.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. And
what do you want to know?
What do you want to know? Yeah, exactly. So like,
not doing it again.
Yeah, so that was more for that. I don't think that one was actually real. They had the Spanish horse, also what I'm known as.
Yeah, I went to the donkey show.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So the Spanish horse is known for humiliating, crippling, and slicing open the victims. They would mount on top of it. Then weights would be added to the legs over time. So basically, this thing, dude, is literally just like, imagine a triangle, like piece of wood, and then it has legs on it, right? So then you would be sitting on it like you would sit on a horse above it.
Yeah, like a little wooden horse.
Yeah, it's like a little wooden horse. But then because the legs are so tall, they would tie weights to your legs and would literally just pull you down. Yeah. So it would eventually, because the top of it was kind of sharp, it would either cut you, and you die that way. Or if it was dull, it would just dislocate your legs and feet and shit like that. So you'd probably hope for a dull one, but
I would think.
Yeah, it does not sound like fun to be part of that. That's the Spanish horse. You know what a brazen bull is? That's the next one.
It's a drink.
I think it is a drink, honestly. But brazen bull I've actually heard about before. It's they have a metal or like a bronze, copper, whatever bull, and they toss you inside of it, right? And it's just a frame of a bull, and they toss you inside, and then underneath it they put a fire, and they literally just cook you in this bull. That's literally it.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. And they just toss you inside, lock it up, and then you just cook on the inside.
That should almost be called the Dutch oven, but the Dutch oven's torture too.
I guess so, yeah. There's a good old Dutch oven now and then. That's not so bad. This one is amply named the Head Crusher. it's
you put a vice on your head and you fucking just tighten that bitch?
Dude, that's literally exactly what it looks like.
Oh, I know that shit has to, especially if you put it on the temples.
So, well, this thing goes on the top. So, like, I guess your face would be in it, and then there's like a dome on the top, and then there's like a lever here that slowly pushes this metal cap, and it just crushes your head like squish. So that's what that one is. That one,
the crazy thing is people who thought of this shit.
Well, this one says it's fast and painless. So I don't know how fast this would be if someone's crushing your fucking
Somebody's
head.
Gonna be an asshole, just one crank every fucking
like an hour or something. Like even like they said it could be used very slowly too.
Yeah,
so
I'll be back after lunch.
That one kind of sucks. And then the last one was just called the Saw. Yeah. Let's see what this one is. Starts from the head, slowly sawing through your head, but the torturer noticed the victims died too fast, so they decided to hang the victim upside down and start sawing from the anus down, making sure he's alive for most of the sawing. Okay, so basically all this one is, they just kind of hang the dude, and it says at first they would saw from the head, but they would kill him as soon as it got through the skull, right? Like their brain, they would be dead.
Well, no, we're not trying to do that.
They weren't trying to do that, yeah. So they turned him upside down, so they were hanging him from his legs, and then they would start sawing from the middle down.
Yeah,
and go that way. Yeah, so that's delicious.
Yeah, fuck.
And that's
Jesus.
it. So those were 10 pretty awesome torture devices
awesome,
that medieval people would do or not do. Who knows? It could just be kind of made up stuff. But it was fun to talk about. Kind of just urban legend kind of shit. If you guys have any recommendations for other kind of cool, or if you survived, like if you guys ever survived,
out there ever had one of those done.
Go ahead and let us know in the comments down below.